The Shadow at the Train Station. A story of loyalty, love, and an unspoken promise. In a small town nestled between quiet valleys, there lived a dog named Taro. He didn't seem to have an owner, at least not to strangers, but the townspeople all knew him. Every morning, Taro would walk to the train station and sit quietly by the same old wooden bench, eyes fixed on the tracks stretching into the horizon. He waited, day after day, as if he were waiting for someone who would never return. The peaceful days before becoming the shadow at the station, Taro had a home. His owner was Mr. Haruki, an elderly man who lived alone but had a kind heart. One stormy evening, Haruki found little Taro, just a shivering pup back then, curled under a wooden roof after the rain. Without a word, he gently opened his umbrella, wrapped the dog in his coat, and took him home. From that day, they had each other. Haruki's home sat on the edge of town. It wasn't fancy, but it was warm. Their days were filled with slow mornings and quiet walks, with the radio humming in the background and soft tea steam rising in the kitchen. Their favorite routine was walking to the train station together every morning. Haruki didn't come to pick anyone up, nor did he see anyone off. He just sat silently and watched the trains arrive and depart. Taro would lie beside his feet, resting his head on Haruki's shoe, listening to the wheels screeching along the tracks like a familiar tune. One day, a station worker asked, "Sir, are you waiting for someone?" Haruki just smiled gently. "No, I just like watching people begin their journeys. It reminds me that being alive is still a gift." The final promise. Time passed. Mr. Haruki grew older, slower, and weaker. His breaths became shorter, and his hands began to tremble. But Taro stayed by his side always. When Haruki forgot to eat, Taro gently pulled at his sleeve. When he coughed through the night, Taro curled up tightly beside him, protecting him from shadows only dogs can sense. Then one winter morning, Haruki collapsed. As the ambulance came and the doors closed, Haruki looked into Taro's eyes and whispered his last words. "Taro, wait for me." And Taro waited, not for hours, not for days, but for years. The endless wait. Taro returned to the station. He sat on the same bench every morning. His eyes followed every train that arrived. His ears perked up each time a door opened, waiting for the man who would never step out again. The townspeople fed him, laid out blankets when it snowed, and tried to take him home. But by dawn, Taro would sneak back to his post, always at the bench, always waiting. He didn't want a new home. He just wanted to keep a promise. Maliti. The quiet goodbye. One autumn afternoon, a breeze danced through the golden leaves. Taro, now an old dog, made his way slowly to the bench. He lay down facing the tracks, just like he always did. But this time, he didn't get back up. The station master found him lying still, eyes half open, as if he was still watching one last train roll by. A train that carried no passengers, only memories. The message he left behind. In a dog's world, love doesn't need words. It doesn't have conditions. It doesn't have a timeline. One true bond is enough, and they will wait a lifetime. Taro wasn't waiting because of hope. He waited because his heart had chosen never to break a promise.